There seems to be some chaos at the Port Elizabeth Magistrates Court, where the Nigerian pastor accused of human trafficking will appear in court today to apply for bail. Timothy Omotoso, you remember him? He was arrested by the Hawks at the Port Elizabeth Airport in a ladies' room 2 weeks ago, where he was charged with luring young girls to his house. Our reporter, Viewer Potty, is at the scene. A very good morning to you, Viewer. Can you tell us what is going on down there?
Good morning, Elvis. We are outside at the Magistrate Court in Port Elizabeth. I can tell you that earlier on this morning, our fellow reporter, Jade Lee Paulser, is inside Court 22, where Tim Omotoso will be making his appearance for a bail application. However, just before that, the SABC is also putting forward an application to, get access within the courts and maybe bring some live coverage coming straight from the court inside. That is Court 22, which is today. I'm uncertain, though, what is happening inside there, Elvis, as you know, there is no communication. They aren't allowed to have any communication with the people that are outside. However, earlier when we did try to check outside Court 22 within the Magistrate Court, there is the TRT Tactical Response Team police officers that have been stationed outside that court, as there were large numbers of people, congregants as well as community members, those that are pro in supporting Tim Omotoso and those who are calling for no bail and, calling for the justice system to be very strict and look deeply into this case. You'll remember that the first time he appeared in court was on the 21st of April, and he was arrested on the 20th. I'm just going to step outside of the shot now, Elvis, to give you a better view in terms of what's happening. There is a big group of the congregants of the church that is behind us here, who are calling for that the bail must actually happen. And as well as on the other end, if you can see, we also earlier spoke to the provincial leader of the Women's League within the Eastern Cape, whom was saying, they are calling for no bail. They are calling that, the justice system needs to be very strict. They need to be very strict with the court proceedings that will be happening to ensure, that the investigation is done thoroughly and that those that need justice and are seeking justice are not disappointed by the justice system. We will be standing outside here, and probably later we'll bring you in terms of an update. Jade Lee Paulser, who will be inside, will bring us an update in terms of what the court proceedings are, whether bail application has been granted or whether this court proceedings will actually be postponed to a later date.
Those opposed to him getting bail, I see on the other end of your picture there, women dressed in green. Is that the ANC Women's League?
Yes, definitely, Elvis. That is the Women's League within the Eastern Cape, whom are saying, no bail. We have seen a culture of rape emanating in South Africa. We've seen rape culture becoming more prominent. And instead of seeing people stand in unison with those, whom are calling for justice against their alleged perpetrators, we are actually seeing community members stand together with those alleged perpetrators. So the ANC Women's League has come out here this morning to say, no bail until this investigation is done thoroughly, so that those whom are, calling for the justice system to be in their corner also feel protected at the same time.
What time is court proceedings supposed to be underway?
Court proceedings are supposed to be underway from 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, we aren't able to say whether they've started or not because we aren't allowed to have communication with the journalists that are inside the court, which would be your Jade Lee Paulser as well as Mceli Singlina. And so we are outside here. I'm outside with camera lady Nomhle Ngubane. So there's two teams working together, and hopefully later we'll be able to give you an update in terms of what is happening with the court proceedings.
Everywhere, I'll keep you to that promise a little bit later. Thank you so much for that report. That's our reporter on the scene there, Viewer Potty, coming to us live from the court case of the controversial pastor Omotoso applying for bail today.